I'm traveling all the way to Cebu for a job interview and an exam. The problem is, this is only the initial stage. There's no guarantee that I'll get the job, and by the end of this trip, I might return home with nothing except the experience. But after spending months looking for an opportunity, I felt like this was something I had to do. A few days ago, I received an email from this company inviting me to Cebu for an initial interview and examination for a RAM service agent position. For context, I am an aircraft maintenance technology graduate and a licensed aircraft mechanic. But finding work in the aviation industry hasn't been that easy. I've submitted applications, waited for replies, experienced rejections, and spent a lot of time wondering when I would finally get an opportunity. Then this email arrived. The only problem was Cebu was far away from where I currently live. I initially asked whether the interview and exam could be conducted in Davao because it was much closer and more practical for me. But unfortunately, they didn't respond. But regardless of what happened, receiving the invitation reminded me that opportunities do eventually come. Sometimes they just arrive in places you didn't expect. So I'm currently at Davao and I'm waiting for my Grab card. To be honest, I'm expecting that we'll have a nice weather, but look, it's raining. I finally made it to Cebu. The trip was long, but at least the first challenge is done. Now I need to find the venue, prepare my clothes, review my notes, and somehow get enough sleep before the interview. Arriving in a different city for an interview felt exciting, but it also made the situation more real. Tomorrow wasn't just another normal day, it could potentially become the beginning of a new chapter in my life. Or it could simply become another experience I would learn from. Either way, I wanted to be ready. Today is the day. I'm heading to the venue for the initial interview and exam. I won't be able to film inside because I want to respect the company's privacy and focus completely on the process. The next time you see me, it will be probably be after everything is finished. Hopefully, I'll still look alive. Okay, so the interview is done, and I thought it was that hard, but uh, yeah, it's kind of a little bit nervous, especially on the interview part. Like the HR would interview you, so that part is kind of nervous. But anyways, I passed the initial interview and I'll wait for the results of the exam. So the exam is wasn't that hard, but yeah, I hope for that I would pass the exam and moving forward to the final interview and on to the training. After the interview, I decided to spend a little time exploring the airport of Cebu before heading home. The pressure was finally over, and for the first time during the trip, I could slow down and appreciate where I was.
Pacific Mini First Moment happen with you.
The Cebu interview trip was over. The result is still pending, but at least I showed up. For anyone who is currently applying for jobs and constantly dealing with rejection or silence, I know how discouraging it can feel. But keep preparing, keep applying, and when an opportunity finally arrives, don't be afraid to take the next step, even when there are no guarantees.